Welcome back to World of Immersion. Today we're going to be talking about the one and only Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World, and we're going to be ranking all 9 of their rides. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to check out all of our other videos from our Orlando trip. We have all of our vlogs out on the channel already, as well as a bunch of top 10s and all rides ranked. But today we're going to be talking about Hollywood Studios, and we got 9 rides to go through, so let's get right into the video. So starting off at number 9 is going to be Alien Swirling Saucers. This is the one and only flat ride in the park, which is why it comes in at the bottom of the list. That's not to say it's not a bad ride at all. It's honestly a decent little flat ride. It's very similar to Major's Junkyard Jamboree over at California Adventure if you've been on that. And it's just a really cool ride to watch and to go on if you're a little kid or something. But honestly, not a bad ride at all, but it's a flat ride like I said, so that's why it comes in so low on our list. And coming in at number 8 is another ride that's not bad at all. It just is my least favorite of the major rides, and that's going to be Star Tours. Now, we also have Star Tours over at Disneyland in Anaheim, but this Star Tours I actually prefer. I think the queue is a lot better with the outdoor section with the giant AT-AT. Other than that, the ride is almost identical, but it's just a really cool ride in general. But it comes in so low on this list because it's a simulator, and there's only so much you can do with simulators. Coming in at number 7 is one of my favorite shooting dark rides, and that is Toy Story Mania. Now, this ride also is not much higher on the list because it's all screen-based, but it's a ton of fun to go on with friends, especially if you're really competitive. You can get a ton of fun. You get to compete against your friends. It's got some of the best shooting mechanics I've seen on any dark ride before. It really feels realistic, and it works really, really well. I've never had any issues with the shooting mechanics on this game before. And just overall, it's a really fun ride. What's great about this one compared to the one over at California Adventure is they actually built 2 of the exact same rides, so the capacity is a lot better. Over at Disneyland at California Adventure, the capacity on Toy Story Mania there is not great at all, and that line can get super long, but luckily the one here is not as bad. And coming in at number 6 is going to be the other ride in Toy Story Land, and that's Slinky Dog Dash. Honestly, I went into this coaster expecting a lot worse, but I was pleasantly surprised. It's a decent family coaster, and the theming is pretty cool. While it's not a ton of theming, I think the theming they do have is really, really cool. It definitely feels like you are the size of a toy in the backyard. And all the little details in the queue, if you look out for them, are really cool. Seeing all the boxes for the roller coaster and everything. And like I said, it's definitely a family coaster. It's not really forceful at all. Even though you go through a bunch of airtime hills, you're not going to get any airtime. But I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a great ride for kids. A great starter coaster, and a great starting into launches. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Another ride we have over at Disneyland. And honestly, this is the better version of Star Tours in my opinion. I think it's a ton of fun. I love how interactive it is. And the motion simulator moments feel really, really realistic. My only complaint with this ride is it's very, very repetitive if you ride it over and over again. I wish, similar to Star Tours, that there were multiple different missions instead of just the one. I think that would help a lot with making this ride a lot more re-rideable. But overall, it's honestly not a bad ride at all. It's got one of the best queues I think I've ever seen on a ride before. That queue is seriously incredible, almost better than the ride itself. It's got an insanely great animatronic with a Hondo Onaka animatronic in the pre-show. It's a ton of fun. And overall, just Galaxy's Edge is a lot of fun. Like I said, we have it over at Disneyland, so whenever I'm at Hollywood Studios, I don't really spend a ton of time there because we have it over at Disneyland. But I would definitely check it out if you get a chance, especially if you've never been on it before. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the one and only Rock and Roller Coaster. I do believe that this one was closed for a little while. In fact, it was closed when we were there over spring break, so we didn't get a chance to ride it then, but we had been on it before in our previous visits. And it's seriously a ton of fun. It's by far the most thrilling roller coaster at Disney World. It's the only one that goes upside down, in fact. And it's seriously a ton of fun. It's got an incredible launch. The inversions are a lot of fun. It's really, really smooth for a Vekoma coaster. And the theming's pretty cool as well. I like the theming in the queue, and I love how on the ride you got the Aerosmith soundtrack blaring behind you. I love how Disney rides have the soundtrack super loud. It really helps make the ride feel super immersive. And rides that have soundtracks in general are just so much better. Like I said, it's a super thrilling coaster, so if you're coming to Disney World looking for thrills, this is definitely where you want to go. But overall, it's just a ton of fun. I'm a huge fan of this ride, and I definitely would recommend it if you're checking out Hollywood Studios. But coming in at number 3, just cracking the top 3, is going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, another ride we have over at Disneyland. In fact, we just got it at Disneyland, and while I do prefer that version just a little bit, this is the original, and it's still a ton of fun. It's one of my favorite dark rides in the world. It's seriously super immersive. I love the visuals. They look really, really cool. They're very unique. You don't really see that kind of visuals on a lot of other rides, that almost cartoony style while still seeming 3D. It's a really fun ride, like I said, super immersive, and it utilizes that trackless technology to its fullest. The queue is not super great. The pre-show is pretty cool. I won't spoil what it is, but it's a pretty cool pre-show. But the queue itself is mostly all outdoors, which is why I do prefer the Disneyland version. That has a much longer indoor queue, and it's a much, much better queue. But like I said, this one's still really great, and I would definitely check it out if you get a chance. I love that it's in the Chinese theater building. It looks really cool right when you enter the park. But coming in at number 2 is going to be Tower of Terror. Now, this is by far my favorite version of the Tower of Terror rides. I've been on Guardians of the Galaxy over at California Adventure, as well as the Tower of Terror over at Tokyo Disney Sea, and the one at Hollywood Studios still remains to be my favorite. It's got that one dark ride scene in the middle of the ride that seriously makes it so much better than all the other versions. It's still crazy to me that as soon as you go up for the first time, you move forwards into a dark ride scene, and you're going in an elevator shaft but moving forwards. It's such a weird and trippy feeling, and the dark ride scene, it expands all around you, and then the drop sequence is great as well. One of the most thrilling rides at Disney again, and the view you get from the top of the building is so cool. It's also one of the most iconic rides in the world. People recognize the building from everywhere. You can see it from almost everywhere at Disney World. It's super tall, and it's definitely the icon of Hollywood Studios. It's one of my favorite rides ever. I would definitely get a chance to check it out if you can. And coming in at number 1, this should be no surprise to anybody, is Rise of the Resistance. Just like it is over at Disneyland, it is my favorite ride in this park as well. It is one of the most incredible dark rides in the world. So insanely immersive. The theming and the queue is beyond incredible. And then you've got the 2 pre-shows, which are insane to watch. Almost 3 pre-shows, actually, sorry. And it's just such a fun ride. The ride itself is also incredible, also using the trackless technology, similar to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's got some incredibly huge sets with the AT-AT scene, and then the drop at the end is completely unexpected. You would not expect it at all on a dark ride. It's just a ton of fun. Seriously, it's one of my favorite dark rides in the world, if not my favorite. And I would definitely check it out if you get a chance to visit, but do be warned, it gets one of the longest lines in the entire resort. So definitely hit it up early on in the day if you can. But that's going to do it for our ranking of every single ride at Hollywood Studios in 2024. Like I said, be sure to check out all of our other rankings up on the channel already. We've got rankings from SeaWorld, Magic Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom, and we got all the other ones from our trip coming out very shortly. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and comment down below if you agree with our ranking, as well as what your ranking is. We'd love to hear your opinions on it. Thank you so much for watching World of Immersion today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and comment down below, and we'll catch you in the next video.